you're trying me and testing me, and you trying to act like I'm little mama and you big mama over here. And it's like, nah, that's not what it's giving. That's not what it is.
Back up on the move, touchdown in my hometown, got nothing to lose. I am on my own now, I am in control now. I need you to go now, I can fix my own crown. Back up on my move.
Hey y'all, it's TheBreeze and you're plugged into TheBreeze lifestyle. If this is not your first time here, you already know we locked in, friend. Either way, thank you so much for clicking on this video. If you want to support your girl some more, go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe. And if you want to see more of me, then follow me on Instagram and TikTok at TheBreeze Lifestyle 777. Now, this is going to be a part 2. YouTube, I'm still trying to figure it out. I feel like every time I put part 2 of my videos, it get a lot less views. So I'm not putting part 2 in this title, but I will link part 1 down so you know which video this is a part 2 of. It's about, what did I call it? She was weird or she was a hater. One of those two. I'm just naming this something else. But yes, this is part 2 of that video, y'all. So, like, you know, just to recap just a little bit, because I think you should go watch that video. But I left off where Atlanta basically is telling me, why would I want to come home with him when I got a boyfriend? So let's get into it, because before I had left to go clean up, like, we was good, like, we was cool. So where did you get this idea that I got a boyfriend? Like, I knew you was a little mad about the little promoter, but I thought we, like, was cool, you know? Oh, yeah, y'all like my hat? I got this for my trip to Colorado, and I feel like it ate down. If you want to see those pictures, definitely go follow me on Instagram and tell me how you like the hat. Y'all know my favorite color is orange, so any opportunity I get to get some orange in my outfit, I'm gonna do it. But anyway, sorry, back to the video. So he tell me like, oh, you're not going home with your boyfriend? And I'm like, boyfriend? Like, what are you talking about? I said, I don't have a boyfriend. And he was like, that's not what your friend said. Ain't that your boyfriend over there? So I look over there and I'm like, because mind you, I told you the promoters had left already. So I'm like, who's over there? Like, I don't understand. And who's my friend? Mind you, I obviously know what friend he's talking about because he don't know none of my friends. So he was like, don't play dumb. And I'm like, I'm not playing dumb. I'm really, like, confused right now. How did things change from when I just, like, I don't understand. So he was basically telling me that white girl came over to him telling me that just be careful because my boyfriend over there and my boyfriend don't play about me. Like, that's why I be ducking off over here, trying not to be seen and all of this and all of that. So I'm like, I don't have a boyfriend. I don't know what she's talking about. I told you she was being weird earlier. I don't know what's going on, but I don't have a boyfriend. That's literally the promoter, like I told you. And he was like, yeah, all right, yeah, all right. And I was just like, so do you want me to come or no? Because there's no way for me to prove to you. I'm not about to just show you my phone because, mind you, I had a little action going on. Not too much, but I wouldn't want nobody that I'm just talking to be looking through my phone. First of all, you don't deserve to be looking through my phone. Why am I doing all of that? Second of all, why am I doing all of that? Like, period. It's just like, why would I do all of that? And you're going to get mad about anything that you see. Anybody would. So I'm just like, what do you want me to do? Do you want me, like, I can go home. It's no problem. There's no way for me to prove to you that's not my boyfriend. I don't even have that man's number. Like, so do you want me to go home or do you want me to come over to you? And he was like, just hit me when you leave here. And I was like, I probably won't. Like, I just told him straight up, like, I probably won't. Because the vibe that you're giving me is giving me like you're going to have an attitude. So if I hit you, I just don't like to be at the mercy of a man. Like, where you know you did something wrong or he feel like you did something wrong. You're trying to get back and be cool with him. Like, baby, I just met you yesterday. Like, I'm not about to go through all of this. It's 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. I know I got to sit here for another hour with these people to count up this money. Like, baby, me coming is off the strength of last time I said I was going to come, I didn't come. So I'm trying to be nice and make sure, like, no matter how tired, I've been drinking Red Bulls all night just to make sure, like, I don't care. I'm not trying to be tired. I'm going to spend a couple hours with you. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm probably going to low-key stay the night because it's going to be like 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. And if I'm up, I'm not going to be up enough to drive 30, 45 minutes home. So I'm just cool with whatever he want to do. So when I told him I'm probably not, and he was like, why? Because you're going to your boyfriend's house. And I looked him dead in his face. I'm like, I do not have a boyfriend. I do not know why that girl came over here and said anything to you. Probably because she thought that you was trying to talk to her in the beginning. I don't know. But either way, like, I'm not hitting you up. Either you're going to let me know right now what you want to do, or I'm going home. Like, I'm going home, period. I just felt like I was getting irritated. You know when you lit and it's like, you can't, like, for me, it's certain things that I can just hold in and I can just fake the funk a little bit. Like, not even fake the funk, but I don't have to express everything that I feel on the inside. But when I be drinking and getting high, like, sometimes it's a little hard for that voice in my head to be just a voice in my head. Like, so I'm looking at him because I'm feeling little weird things from her this whole time. So now I don't even care, because why would she be telling this man? First of all, why would you tell the manager that I'm drunk when I'm not? And now you're telling this boy that I have a boyfriend when I don't. And even if I did, sis, why are you like... Because don't you got a boyfriend? Ain't you sitting here talking to Flunky? Not Flunky, Sidekick. Ain't you sitting here talking to Sidekick when you got a boyfriend and you like him, Atlanta? Like, you're a weirdo. So I didn't care about telling on her. It was what it was. So he was like, what are you talking about? I'm like, listen, I really don't care. Like, I really don't care. I just like to know what I'm going to do. So do you want me to come over or you don't? And he was like, yeah, I want you to come as long as you ain't got no boyfriend. I ain't trying to have to no ninja. I'm like, for the last time, I don't have a boyfriend. And if this is what you're going to be on when I come to your house, then I don't want to come. And he was like, nah, it is what it is. I want to see you. I want to spend time with you. So if you say you ain't got no ninja, then I just got to deal with that. And it is what it is. I'm like, all right, cool. Make sure your girlfriend not there when I pull up either. So I'm just being funny. Just trying to change I guess I'm not really changing nothing because, you know, whatever. But I was just being funny. He was like, yeah, all right. So anyway, they end up leaving. Now, I don't want to say, okay, because when I think back at it, I should have just said to white girl, like, why would you go over and tell Atlanta that I got a boyfriend? But at the same time, I low-key, one, didn't want to be too confrontational. Number two, I didn't really want to go to the house by myself. It was already the plan for us to go together. And number three, I low-key wanted to see how this was going to play out. I wanted to see, because I know he wasn't going to say nothing to her. So I kind of wanted to see, like, how all of this was going to play out together. So, yeah, so I just wanted to see how the night was going to go. So I go up to her, and I'm like, yeah, so Atlanta said, and her face kind of gave, like, she thought I was about to say that. Like, Atlanta said that you told him, da-da-da. But I was just like, Atlanta said, yeah, we can come over. Like, he wants us to come or whatever. And she was like, really? Like, she was just, like, and I'm just in my head laughing because it's like, oh, what you thought was going to happen? Like, what did you think? What you thought? Like, you're not stopping nothing over here, sis, but you can still come to make sure I'm safe. Like, you know, even though I wouldn't think that she was going to protect me or nothing, but it just feel better when you got somebody with you when you go on with a ninja, especially when he got somebody else with him. So I was like, so are you going to come? And she was like, yeah, I'll come. I don't really want to be around Flunky. Why I keep calling him Flunky? I don't really want to be around Sidekick, but, you know, if you really want to go, I'll go. And I said to her, even though, like I said, I did feel a little more safer when it was somebody coming with me, I was like, you don't have to. Because at this point, I do, but I don't. Like, I want her to come, but at the same time, I don't care because, like, girl, you're weird. Damn. My bad, y'all. I got a call. But yeah, so I'm just like, I really, at this point, don't care if she come or not because she's just being really, really weird right now. But she's like, no, she's trying to make it seem like I want her to come real bad. And every time I say, like, no, it's cool, it's more so like, oh, no, I'll come. Like, girl, stay, go home, do what you want to do. But I really don't care. So long story short, it took us about an hour and a half to get ready. So I'm texting Atlanta the whole time. So he texted me and was like, what was you saying about your homegirl? And I was like, I'll tell you later. Because she was kind of close to me and I didn't really want to get into it, even over text messages. I had no loyalty to this girl. Typically, I'm not about to talk about my homegirl to no dude, especially no dude I just met. But she was being so weird, and I feel like there was nobody else I could tell it to because he's seeing it. Like, he's seeing she's being weird, but he's not really understanding it. So I feel like with my story added on to what he know about what she's doing, like, he will understand, like, she's being really weird. So anyway, I text him like, hey, I'm about to leave. And he was like, you should just leave your car there and I'll come get you because I live right around the corner. So I'm like, all right, cool. So I go to Florida and I'm asking him like, all right, is it cool if my car be back here? Because he had the hookup. I guess he knew somebody who was the person who towed cars, whatever. He would tell them your car and they wouldn't come get your car. So he was telling me, yeah, it'll be cool. Just make sure it's gone. Like, I think he said before like 9 or 10 in the morning, one of the two. So I'm like, all right, cool. So I asked my girl, you ready to go? She's like, yeah, I'm ready. So we go outside and Atlanta is already out there. And again, Sidekick is in the front. He gets out the front. Atlanta didn't even say that to him this time. He must have said something earlier. But he gets out the front and he sits in the back, opens the door for white girl. I get in the front. Bam, bam, bam. So he asked me, he was like, you hungry? And here go white girl. Oh, yeah, I could eat. Let's go get something to eat. I'm like to myself, he's not talking to you. And I was like, yeah, it's cool. Like, we can go get something to eat. So he was like, where you want to go? And every time he asked me a question, it's like she was answering the question. I'm like, girl, but I really didn't care. Like, it's times in life that I do feel like I should have stood up for myself a little more. But at the same time, I really didn't care. So I let people get over because obviously you really pressed. You really care about this, right? So I'm like, oh yeah, he was like, what you want to eat? And she goes, oh, let's go to the Waffle House. Let's go to the Waffle House. And I'm like, I don't really care for the Waffle House. And he was like, Sidekick was like, you don't like the Waffle House? Oh, I can tell you're not from here. So she like, yeah, she not from here. She from some crazy place. Where you from? She from some Idaho or, you know, just being funny. And again, like, everybody does that. Y'all from Delaware. Like, everybody makes jokes about where I'm from. So I'm not thinking too much of it, but I do feel like, girl, like, why are you trying to gang up on me with you and your short little man back there? So anyway, y'all, I keep looking over because I'm multitasking. I'm at work and I'm going to be getting a call in a little bit. Actually, hold on. So I'm like, I'm from Delaware because I'm proud of where I'm from. I don't care. I'm from Delaware. Yeah, Delaware, and still don't like Waffle House. Waffle House is trash. Like, just going heavy on it. So Atlanta look at me like, trash? It's trash. Like, Waffle House is not trash. Which one you went to? So it's always a thing about which Waffle House you went to. And I don't know. I went to a Waffle House. So he asked me, what time you go to the Waffle House? This is when the hours be popping. So since the whole car obviously want to go to Waffle House, I'm like, all right, cool, we can go to Waffle House. And he was like, nah, if you don't want to go to Waffle House, I'll find somewhere else for us to go. And I'm like, nah, everybody want to go to Waffle House. And he was like, I don't care about everybody. I care about you. What you want to do? So I'm just like, we can go to Waffle House. It's cool. Like, I'll take your word for it. Maybe I went the wrong time of day. Wrong location. Take me to the best Waffle House location and we're going to see. If not, you owe me dinner. So I said that. I'm like, if not, then you owe me dinner. And he was like, all right, cool. I owe you dinner anyway. So I'm just like, we just doing our little back and forth. And like, I didn't see it, but I know in my mind, like, white girl was mad because you would have never thought that this girl came to this man talking about, I got a boyfriend. So in her mind, she probably thinking he probably didn't say nothing to me or what. I don't know. But either way, it's giving my man, period. So we gets to Waffle House. I walk in and then the homeboy walk in and I'm not homeboy. Flunky, Sidekick. So I walk in first, then Sidekick, then white girl because Atlanta was holding the door for us. So I walk in, I sit at a table. It's like a table of 4, right? I sit right here, Sidekick sit right here. So then white girl sits right here, right next to me. And I didn't say anything, but I looked at her and then I looked at Sidekick and Sidekick was looking at me and I'm just like, that's weird. I'm still a little lit. And I'm just like, that's weird to myself. And then Atlanta comes and he like, hey, can you sit by my boy? Sit by my boy? Let me sit by her. And she was like, she said something like, she don't want to be that close to you or something like that. I'm like, girl, what are you talking about? Because now you're speaking to me and you're speaking for me and you're just doing too much. Last time it's the whole, oh, what you scared to be around him. Now you're talking about I don't want to be next to him. You're giving that I'm telling you something that he don't know. And you're already lying on me. So at this point, I got to stand up for myself. I'm like, girl, what are you talking about? I want him to sit there. I don't know why you sat here when Sidekick is over there. Because now it's like, the Mrs. Nice Girl, she only lasts when you treat her right. And when you start treating her weird, she starts to walk away. It takes her a little bit of time to get out the door. But once she's out the door, I'm not like just mean, but that nice thing that people take advantage of, it's done. Because like, what? So I'm like, yeah, like, go sit over there with him. And she was like, oh, I thought you wanted me to sit next to you. I'm like, nah, I'm cool. You right there. So she goes and sits over there by Sidekick, and my man sits next to me where he belongs. Like, that's where he's supposed to be. So he like leaned into me and he like, I don't want to say kissing on my ear, but the way that like he's talking to me, he's doing it real softly and it's tickling my ear. So I'm like, stop, like, you know. But then he was like, come here, I'm trying to tell you something. So I'm like, what? And I'm still like this because I'm really ticklish, y'all. So he was like, basically he was saying, why she said you don't want to sit next to me, what you be telling her, like what you don't really like me, whatever. And I'm like, I'm not whispering, I'm just looking at him. I'm like, boy, you know I like you. But you know I like you. I wouldn't be here if I didn't like you. And he was like, oh, okay, all right. So then that's when she like, get a room. Y'all got us out all together. Y'all making us uncomfortable. Girl, we just got here. Like, what are you talking about? Like I said, it was giving real cute. It was giving all of that. But it wasn't giving like we're out here tonguing each other down and, you know, like we're not doing all of that. He literally was just whispering in my ear. So that's when Sidekick was like, worry about us. Come on, worry about us. Let me see. Come here. And he scooted her chair next to him. And she was like, boy, stop playing. And he was like, why you acting funny tonight? What's going on? So I just like, I was listening for a little bit. And then Atlanta like was just talking to me. So I was just sitting there talking to him. We ordered our food. I'm asking him, what should I order? And I'm just like, I'm just going to get a waffle and some eggs. They talking about a hash brown bowl, whatever. I'm just like, no, I don't trust it. I'll taste a little bit of yours. Like, are we on that level where I could taste a little bit of your food? And he was like, of course, like, whatever. So, all right, cool. So we're just sitting there and we're just talking and, like, I can't remember. You know how you, like, people be weird, but you can't remember every little specific thing that they was doing that was weird. But she was just being weird. Like, I can't really explain. I can't remember exactly what she was doing. But I remember just being irritated with her. Like, maybe I was already irritated because, girl, you're doing too much. This whole night is giving weird. But I was just like, I really did not want her to be there at that point. I felt comfortable. And I felt like, I don't know, like, I felt like, because I don't want to say it like that because a man is a man, but I felt like Sidekick, I could kick him. Like, you know, if anything happened, I kick him, punch Atlanta, and I could be out of there. I don't know. I just didn't get the vibe that they was going to play with me like that. So we get done eating, and the waitress comes, and she's asking, like, how many bills is it going to be? And Sidekick was like, it's just on one. So I'm like, okay, I'm thinking to myself, all right, cool, because I told y'all last time we went out to eat, Atlanta paid for everybody. So I'm like, all right, cool. Sidekick about to pay for everybody. And that makes me feel a little bit better about him because I was definitely, like, his name is Sidekick for a reason. And I'm definitely getting the vibe that, you know, this show big homie, you his little man. You get what I'm saying? So I'm just like, definitely didn't want that guy. So when the waitress comes and brings the check back, she gives it to Sidekick, which I think he did. Slid that check right diagonal through the table, right over to Atlanta. And I laughed because it just was so funny. Like everything, that part kind of happened in slow motion for me. And it was just funny to me. And mind you, we have Blue on Tree before we got here. So everything be funny dang there. So anyway, so Atlanta like, what's so funny? And I was just like, I'll tell you later. And then his Sidekick was like, Don't be having no inside jokes. What's so funny? So here go white girl. That's what I'm talking about. We are supposed to all be here together. You leaving us out. Like, you act like that's really your man. Like, come on, girl. Like, this is about, like, I don't know exactly what she said, but she was basically saying I was leaving them out. And it's like, I said, girl, because you're not even really my friend. Like, why are you doing the most? I don't understand. So I just like, girl. And she was like, girl. And I just laughed. And I'm just like, can you hurry up and pay so we can go? Like, because at this point, we are, like, I'm trying my hardest to be united as far as, like, not argue with this girl in front of company. But at the same time, like, you're trying me and testing me, and you trying to act like I'm little mama and you big mama over here. And it's like, nah, that's not what it's giving. That's not what it is. So I just need you to really shut the fuck up. Like, just be quiet and stop talking to me like that, because it's like everything that comes out of your mouth is negative, or you're trying to play me, or you're trying to, like, I don't know. It was just real weird. And I was just like, can you... can you pay? Like, you know, he was like, I just got the check. I'm going to pay for it. Like, you know, and I was just like, he was like, you all right? And I was just like, yeah, I'm cool. Like, and that part of me, I low-key just wanted to end it there and go home. And I should have. But it's not Atlanta's fault that this girl is being weird. So I'm like, let me just get it together, and let me just blow down on another loud pack, and I'll be okay. So I'm like, we wait for the waitress, and white girl not talking to me. She low-key trying to talk to Atlanta, and sidekick trying to talk to her, and it's just like, I'm just sitting there quiet. Atlanta looking around for the waitress, really kind of ignoring white girl, but he's still like talking back to her a little bit. So I was like, it was like 5 minutes later, she still didn't come back. So I was like, do you have some tree in the car? And he was like, yeah. And I was like, well, can I wanna do that thing. So can I break it down and you roll it up? Because he was rolling backwards. And at that time, yeah, I didn't know how to roll backwards, but I liked them. I did. I was like, this is different. Because before I moved to Atlanta, yeah, I don't think I had backwoods. I don't think I had backwoods until I came to Atlanta, and I was like, this hit a little different. Like, I want that again. I don't think he was the first person I did backwoods with, but it still was like, anyway. So I was like, yeah, can I go break it down in the car while y'all waiting for the check? And then when you get in, you can roll it up. And he was like, why are you trying to leave me? I'm like, I'm not trying to leave you. I'm going to be right there. I just wanted to get that part over so we can have that done. And I don't know if he kind of sensed like I just did not want to be there. And he was like, okay, hold on. So he took the money out, left it on the table, and told, just like a little sidekick, told sidekick to stay there and pay for the bill. So white girl starts getting up. And before I could even say anything, Atlanta was like, nah, you stay right here. I want to spend some time with her real quick by herself. So yeah, you stay right here, wait for the check. And she sat herself down like a little puppy. I'm like, this girl's weird. I didn't even say, while he was saying that, I just kept walking. I just know she sat down because I heard the chair scoop back in. And I was just like, this girl is so weird. So as soon as we got in the car, he opened the door for me. I love that for him. So as soon as we got in the car, he was like, what's going on, Breezy? Like, what's really going on? The first thing he said was, okay, well, obviously the first thing he said was what was going on. Before I can answer, the first thing he said was, how long you known that girl? And I'm like, yo, that's not my friend. Like, that's not my friend. I work with her. She has been pretty cool, but she's getting on my nerves. Like, she's really, like, getting on my nerves. And he was like, yeah, I could tell. That's why I told her to sit down, because I don't know. She just kind of been weird all night. And I feel like she wants me to herself or something. And I was like, she does. Like I said, when y'all was pulling up trying to talk to us, she thought that you was trying to talk to her. And she was telling me how fine you was and how, you know, I'm so lucky to be around her. I'm just running everything down. He was like, what? He was like, hell no. Like, I don't do that. I like my chocolate. I like you. Like, I'm like, yeah, I feel like ever since she realized, like, you didn't want to talk to her, and you picked me over her. She's been acting really weird. And then with her telling you I got a boyfriend, it's like, bro, you told this man that you got a boyfriend. I ain't never heard about your boyfriend. And you know damn well that the promoter is not my boyfriend. And I'm like, I'm cool with him. And I was telling him, like, you're not my man. So at the same time, like, I don't feel like I should have to explain nothing to you. But when this, like, I've never experienced somebody so weird before in my life. I feel like I gotta explain a little bit, or you gonna think I'm weird. You gonna think the weirdness is coming from me. So I'm explaining to you so you know, like, it ain't me, bro. It's her. She's being weird. So we were just talking. And he was like, yeah, when I was in the club, I think I already told y'all this part. But long story short, when we was in the club, like she was trying to get real close to him. And that's why he had told me to like come over. So he just telling me like, yeah, I got the vibe that she being a little weird too. But I don't want that to ruin our night. Okay, I don't want that to ruin our night. I'm like, listen, I'm just about to blow on this tree and I'm gonna be chill. Like, we're gonna have a good time. So he was like, all right, cool. And he was like, you sure you still wanna come? And I was telling him, like, to be honest, if it was up to me, I would go home. But off the strength that I wanna spend time with you, like, I wanna come. I just wish that she wasn't there. Cause come to find out, him and Sidekick live together. So I can't even say, like, let's Sidekick take her and you take me. Like, no, like, we all going to the same place. So he was like, all right, don't worry. I got you. I see what's going on now. Like, I'm not about to let nobody play with you. Da, 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 da. And I was telling him, like, you don't even have to step in. Like, you don't even have to do all that. Like, I can handle her. She lightweight. Like, now, like I said, the nice breeze has left the building. She's down the block, up the highway. She's gone, okay? So at this point, nobody got to say nothing. If she keep coming at me, like, now, my ninja know this not really my friend. It's not how I really get down. So it's like, cool. I'm not even worried about it. So they eventually get in the car. It took them a little minute. It took them a minute because I broke it down. He's unraveling it and looking in, doing all of that. Pause. So by the time they came in, he was basically done rolling. He just was like, not all the way done. So when she got in, she was like, what's that smell? What's that smell? And I looked over, mind you, she's right behind me. I looked over this way because I just, you know, when you just make a face and it's like, because I felt the vibe of what she was trying to insinuate. And girl, it smelled like water over here. So if we was doing anything in this little car outside of a damn Waffle House, you wouldn't know the difference. Okay, stop playing with me. So Atlanta was like, what you talking about? And she was like, it smelled like somebody been fucking in here. And he was like, girl, you're crazy. Like, he just said, girl, you're crazy. And then she was like, yeah, if y'all needed time alone, y'all could have waited till we got to the house. Y'all didn't have to leave us in the Waffle House. I'm like, girl, nobody was doing nothing. What are you talking about? We literally been, it was like 15. You think we about to do that in 15 minutes right outside of a Waffle House? I'm like, girl, nobody was doing nothing. Like, you're tripping. So she was like, I'm just like, I'm not saying nothing else to her. So Sidekick is in the car. We still sitting there. He's still finishing roll. You know, when people roll backwards, it's like surgery. Like, after you done rolling, you got to make sure ain't no holes, ain't no creases, ain't no this, ain't no that. Like, you got to make sure. So, so then Atlanta was like, you go ahead and spark it up. And I don't know why I just thought that was so cute, y'all. I was a stoner. It's like whoever rolled is supposed to spark it up first. So if you give it to me first, it's like, aw, y'all delusional. So here go white girl. Nah, you rolled it. You got to spark it first. She can wait. And Atlanta was like, she ain't got to wait for nothing. And I was just like, thanks, babe. Cause now I'm being funny. Now we like on the same wave. We know that this girl is mad. Like, now it's not just me being weird. Cause I don't want to send mixed signals because this is not my man. But now since you said, oh, he not even your man. Okay, cool. I'm gonna show you something. I was like, thanks, babe. You got a lighter? So she ain't say nothing else. I sparked it up. We just started. Well, I just started speaking, and then we started driving. So I passed it to him, and he passed it back to me. So Mind you, he driving, so he probably, I mean, he could have just went like this and passed it to his homeboy, but I feel like I said, we was kind of on the same page. So when he passed it back to me, I passed it back to myself, and we just blowing down. It's like, I'm taking my time with it. I'm not like cheaping it, but I'm taking my time with it because I want you to say something. Like, I want you to say something. Oh my gosh, I'm mad. The sun is starting to go down a little bit. I wanted to record 2 videos. It's like crazy because when I be at work and I don't be like dressed and ready to do a video, then my calls be once an hour. But when I pull out my phone to multitask and do a video while I'm at work, it's like 15, 20 minutes. Like, yo, I'm just getting into the call. Then I'm just getting into the, okay, I'm sorry, off track. So anyway, so like I said, I passed it to him. He passed it back to me. I passed it to myself, puff, puff, no pass, okay? So I'm just, doing my little thing or whatever. And I passed it back to my man. It's his tree. So I don't really have to pass it to nobody but him. And what he do? And took it. And he started, or whatever. So then that's when white girl was like, after he had it for a little bit, and I think she felt like he was about to pass it back to me. And white girl was like, what's going on? We not in rotation? And I didn't say anything. Music on. I act like I didn't hear her. I'm lit. Sorry. Like you said, I'm too drunk. I don't even know what's going on right now. I'm in outer space. I don't even know. So then that's when he was like he still has some stuff in his mouth. So he didn't really get to say anything fast enough. And she was like, dang, y'all funny. Y'all funny. And he was like, after he blew it out, he was just like, girl, wait your turn. Girl, wait your turn. So then he passed it back to me. So what I do, instead of taking another hit, because I'm already cool, I go like this. Instead of going like this, because she right behind me, I go like this. And I pass it to Sidekick. And Sidekick took it. And I don't know, she didn't say anything. But then she tried to be messy. And after she gets done with it, instead of her, okay, mind you, she's sitting behind me. She could obviously just go like this. And I'm like, it's going to be at my shoulder. I'll be right here. Go like that. Bam. Easily. And my man is driving. So, it's going to be harder for him to try to concentrate on the road and try to grab the thing from behind. So she like, here you go, Atlanta. And he was like, babe, can you get that for me? He was like, babe, can you get that for me? And I got it. He was like, it's on you, ain't it? And I was like, yeah. So I just took it, just blew it down, whatever, then passed it to him. He passed it back to me. And then, I still did not keep them in rotation like that because it's like, girl, you're being weird. You don't get this. You'll get the next, let your man roll something. How about your man roll something? How about that? You just puff on the tree that he got. You ain't got to worry about me in Atlanta. We cool. We on cloud 9. So anyway, so we finally get to his house. So he like, staying here for a minute. So I was like, okay. So I stayed in there. And when he said staying here for a minute, Sidekick opened the door. And then white girl was still in the car. So Sidekick comes to the driver window. And Atlanta rolled the window down. And he was like, yeah, we're just going to stay out here for a minute real quick. You got the key or whatever. So y'all can go in there for a minute and we'll be in there soon. So, she taps me, on this side, like where he can't really hear. I mean, I guess he could hear, we all in the car, but she was trying to whisper to me and she was like, I don't want to go by myself. Let me not whisper. She said, I don't want to go by myself. So I looked at her, I said, why not? Why not? Big, bad, and bougie. Why not? She was like, I just don't feel comfortable just going by myself. And I was like, I'll just be in there in 10 minutes. It's not going to take long. And she was like, I'll just wait for you. And like, I'm not whispering. She's whispering. So you know how somebody be on the phone, you can hear what the person you're next to is saying. You can't hear what's on the phone, but you're making out what it is. So then that's when I was like, okay. I was like, you don't have to wait for me. And that's when Atlanta was like, what, you scared of Sidekick? You said she was scared of me, but I think you the one that's scared. He's not going to do nothing to you. Y'all can sit in the living room. And she was like, yeah, I just don't feel comfortable being in a house with a man by myself. And I was like, I felt bad. So I'm like, it's all right. It's cool. Like, it's cool. He was like, nah, I wanted to tell you something. I'm like, you can just tell me later. Like, you can just tell me later. And he could just see that I was irritated. And he was like, all right, man. And like, that made him, I don't know what he had planned to do in that car, y'all. I know he wasn't trying to smash in the car. I don't know. Child, but you could just tell, like, she messed up his vibe, whatever he was trying to do. So I get out the car. Well, I'm about to get out the car. And he was like, hold on, I'm going to get the door for you. So she's still sitting in the car. And she asked me, like, is everything okay? And I was like, yeah. She was like, are you sure? I'm like, yeah, are you good? And she was like, yeah, I'm good. Because when I asked her, I had to ask her, I'm like, yeah, are you good? And I kind of squinted my face a little bit, even though I don't know if she could see me because I'm like this. And she looking at me like this, so she probably could at least see the side of my face. I'm like, yeah, are you good? She was like, yeah, I'm good. I was just making sure, just checking on you, girl. And I was just like, I didn't say nothing. So he opens my door. She's still sitting in the car. I'm out the car. I shut the door. She's still sitting in the car. Sidekick is gone. Like, he already made his way to the house. So I'm like, are you going to get out the car? She's like, oh, I thought somebody was going to open my door. You thought my man was going to open your door? Is that what you thought? So, no. So, mind you, she really has, at this point, besides the kiss that she gave him the day before, Sidekick that day before, she has been acting like she really not on, like she really don't want to be with Sidekick. So I'm just like, this is about to be weird and awkward. She about to be just dumb. Like, I just, babe, can you roll up again? So we get in the house and it's a reason I feel like he wanted Sidekick to go in first. Because Sidekick was in there, like, cleaning up a pallet. Like, it was like a little pallet on the floor in the living room. So I see him, like, well, I assume it was on the floor in the living room because I see him with the blankets on his, like, holding the blankets and stuff and putting them up in the closet. So I get in there, I sit on the couch, and he was like, wait, come here, I want to show you something. So now I'm just like... Because, like I said, it's only a one bedroom, so you trying to show me something at 3 o'clock in the morning, I get the vibes. Like, I know what's going on. So I'm just like, you sure? Like, you sure you can't wait? And he was like, nah, it's not going to take long. And he was like, come on, don't do me like that. Like, you know. So I just get up and I walk to his room and he closed the door and he locked it. And I was like, I was a little nervous. I was just like, and I guess he seen my face. He was like, girl, I ain't not about to do nothing to you. I just don't want your weird ass friend to walk in. And I was like, why would she walk in your room? He said, why would she tell me you have a boyfriend? I'm like, you right. So he was like, yeah, this is my room. I ain't really get to explain the situation to you. That's kind of what I wanted to tell you. Like, we do live together. It's a one bedroom. This is really my spot. And I let him live with me or whatever. So I'm like, okay, cool. So I'm like, oh, your room is nice. It was cool. It was like, I don't want to tell y'all what he do, but it wasn't like decorum, really nice, but like he had his little section for his little thing that he be doing, and he had like, you know, it went with his vibe. So I liked it. I'm like, oh, it's cool. He had the little LED lights and stuff. So I'm like, all right, it's cool in here. And he was like, yeah, so I just wanted to tell you that. But if you feel more comfortable staying in here with me, then we could do that. And I just had to tell him, like, you know, I really do like you. I don't want none of the weird stuff to make you think that I don't like you. But what I'm not about to do is hump on you. Like, I'm not doing that tonight. So I just want you to know that. And he was like, yeah, that's cool. No pressure. That's cool. I was like, all right. And I just don't, even though she being weird, I don't want to be a weirdo. So I would rather us just all, like, be in the living room if that's cool with you. And he was like, yeah, no problem. So he was like, but before we go out there, can I get a kiss? Because I've been wanting to kiss you all night. And y'all, did I mention he was fine? Like, did I mention Atlanta was fine? Like, he was a nice looking hood ninja. Like, he looked, you know how some hood niggas be looking rough and ashy? He looked rough and greased up and well taken care. Like, he take care of himself. Like, you could tell. So I was just like, Okay. I was like, okay, so mind you, I got on some sweatpants because I had on some booty shorts, whatever, but I still just got my top on, whatever. So when he like hugged me, I mean, he hugged me, but when we was kissing each other, I had my arms on top of him, and he like slid his hands in my not in my shorts, but he slid his hands in my sweatpants. Mind you, they was big, and he started squeezing my butt, and I'm just like, that was actually one of my best kisses ever. Like, in like top 5 for sure, top 5. And I was just so into it. I was just like, whoa, like it took me to, like, if I was gonna fuck that night, like that would have did it. But I had it in my mind already, like I wasn't doing anything. But that really took, like, we was probably kissing for like 3 minutes straight. Like, it really took me, like, it took me to another world. Like, have y'all ever kissed somebody and it just like everything around you just disappeared? You just in the moment, and it just felt so good. Like, he had me up all up close to him, grabbing on my booty. Like, I was just like, ooh. So eventually, why y'all think we stopped? A knock on the door. And I'm just like, so that kind of like took me out of the trance a little bit. I was low key, like, I was floating. I was already lit. And I was floating, for real, I can't lie. So when that happened, I was just like, oh, like, I kind of like snapped out of it a little bit. And he was like, what's up? And white girl was like, Breezy, are you okay in there? Like, girl, I'm a grown woman. Even if I did want to get my cheeks smacked, like, leave me alone. Like, we're both grown. I don't understand why you're knocking on the door, checking on me. If you would have heard some banging or heard me screaming, okay, but girl, you're doing too much. You just literally are cock blocking because you don't want this man to really, like, because once he get the boom boom, it's a wrap for you. It's already a wrap for you now. But she just did not want me to do nothing with that man. So I just was like wiping my face or whatever. And I'm like, yeah, I'm good. I'm about to be out there. So after I said that, she was like, okay, because I don't remember what she said, but I know she kept talking. I'm like, okay, I'll be out there. Like, more stern. She was like, okay. So I looked at him and I just rolled my eyes, and he grabbed my chin, he grabbed my chin and just kissed me again. Like, just a... Y'all, that man had me in a chokehold for a little while. He had me in a chokehold for a little while, y'all. So anyway, so, all right, cool. So we go out there. We just sitting down. And he was like, you want to break down again? So now I'm his little breakdown partner. I'm like, yeah, cool, let's do it. So I'm breaking it down. He dumping it, rolling up. So we sitting there, and we just watching a movie. I can't remember what we was watching. We just sitting there watching. Not really watching the movie too much, talking, So he's sitting. It's like what do you call it? Like, dang. It's like a L-shaped couch. So where the armrest is, he's sitting there, I'm sitting here, white girl sitting here, and it's like a chase type of, I don't know how to, but like where you could just sit back and lean your feet up. So it's like that. It don't really have no back, but that's where Sidekick is sitting. So Sidekick was like, y'all want something to drink? And he was like, yeah, I'm sorry, babe. I didn't even offer you nothing. I'm like, no, I'm good, but I'll take some water. So I don't know why I said, no, I'm good. No, you're good for not offering me nothing. It's cool, but I will take some water. So white girl was like, she'll take something to drink. And he was like, I was talking about some shots. And I was like, I'll take that too. What you got? So he had something. I don't remember what it was. And I was like, oh no, I can't do that. Like, I can't do that. And then that's when Atlanta was like, I got a bottle in my room of something. And I can't remember exactly what it was, but it was more well known. Like, I knew I was going to be okay. So I'm like, oh, okay, I'll take a shot of that. He was like, all right, let me go get it after I roll up. I was like, I can get it for you if you want me to. And he told me where it was. And it's crazy, like, why you got to hide stuff in your room? Anyway, so I went to go get it, and it was in his closet. So I opened up his closet, and he had a nice size closet. I'm like, dang, this dude is fresh. Like, if you just look at how organized his little closet was, and like the things that was in his closet, it wasn't necessarily like designer, but Nike, Jordans, all that type of stuff. So I was just like, okay, he got options. He over here, little swaggy dude. So I go back out there. I'm like, I'll pour everybody shots. Y'all got glasses. So Sidekick is already getting the glasses out. So I'm like, all right, cool. I'll pour for everybody. Do y'all all want this, or do you want what you want? And when I said that, before Sidekick could answer, Atlanta was like, nah, that's just for us. They can drink what he got. And I was like, I'm still looking at Sidekick. And I'm like, okay. And white girl was like, why we can't get what you got? And Atlanta was like, because it's mine. Because it's mine. Like, he got stuff for you. Like, you know? So I could tell he's trying to divide, even though we're separated. So Sidekick was like, don't worry, baby. This is way better than... And I'm just like, okay. I'm just pouring on shots. And he was like, Atlanta was like, bring that bottle over here, too. So I brought the bottle, brought the shots. And me and him took a shot together. So white girl was like, y'all couldn't wait for us? Dang, like, y'all couldn't wait for us? And then I was like, oh, I didn't know we was taking, like, a toast type of shot. I thought we was just pouring up shots. And Sidekick was like, yeah, she been doing that all night. She been taking shots with him. Ain't want to take no shots with all of us. Yeah, I see what's going on. Just kick us out then. Just kick us out then. So I'm just laughing. So I'm like, if y'all want to take another shot together, I'm down with it. So Atlanta was like, another one? I'm like, you don't want to take another shot? He was like, nah, when I was trying to get you to take multiple shots, I said, I was at work. Now we chilling. I can take as much shots as I want to because I'm not drunk. I never was. And that's when he was like, I never said you was drunk. I said, I know, but some people thought I was drunk. So I was just letting it be clear, like, I wasn't drunk. But right now, I don't care. Like, I'm not driving home. Like, you know, I ain't said it out loud, but I'm like, I'm just cool. Like, now I'll take another shot. So white girl didn't say anything. We just took our shot together, and that was what it was. So then we blowing down. It's going in regular rotation now. We can all see each other, you know, whatever. So after we probably get a little more than halfway done with the tree, Sidekick came up to Atlanta and was like, bro, let me talk to you real quick. So they went like outside to talk. Mind you, it's not a big apartment. So they went outside to talk. So when they came back in, I ain't say nothing to white girl. I'm just sitting there. I am a little stoned now. I'm a little stoned for real. This 2 B Woods in an hour. Like, you know, so I'm cool. I'm cool. And I'm just sitting there watching the TV. So when they come back in, I keep about to call him Flunky. Sidekick walks over to white girl and whispers in her ear. Next thing you know, she gets up and goes in the room. When she goes in the room, I hear the closet unlock. Like, not unlock, but I hear the closet open. And I look back. And Sidekick got his little palette. Sidekick got his little palette, and he go in the room. And I heard the door lock. So I'm just like, okay. I know what's going down there. So I was like, oh, okay. Like, okay. So he was like, as soon as I said, oh, okay. Atlanta was like, nah, they ain't fucking on my bed. I told him he got the floor. That's cool, but he ain't doing it on my bed. I don't play that or whatever. And I was like, yeah, I wouldn't want that on my bed neither. So we just sitting there laughing and joking or whatever. So when I tell you they was in that room for a good 1.5 to 2 hours, I fell asleep. Like, I literally woke up because white girl tapped me and she was like, do you want to go lay in a bed? Like, are you staying the night? And when I looked at my phone, it was like 5 o'clock in the morning. And I was like, yeah, because I already had set my alarm for 9 o'clock or like 8:50 or whatever. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to go get my car at 9. So she was like, okay, well, we can't sleep on the bed in there. I don't want to sleep on the floor. So can you and Atlanta, because mind you, Atlanta knocked out right next to me too. Can you and Atlanta go in his room, and then me and Sidekick can lay down on the couch. So I was like, okay, no problem. So I'm like, Atlanta, come on, let's go in the room. So he he perked up kind of like, let's go in the room, like, you know, whatever. So we get up, we go in the room, and we cuddling. I ain't gonna lie to you. We was balls to butt. We was cuddling, we was spooning or whatever. And I felt good to the point where I fell asleep and did not hear my alarm. he had to wake me up like, that's your alarm going off. What, you got to leave? And I was like, yeah, I got to get my car. And he was like, ride with me to get your car and come back here. I don't want you to leave. So I was like, all right, cool. So I ride back with him, got my car. It's there, no boot. Thank you, Florida. And we go back to his house. So before we had left, he brushed his teeth and he gave me some mouthwash. So we in the car or whatever, and he was like, you want to blow down? Like, you want to blow before we go back in there? Because we probably will wake them up when we go back in there. So I was like, cool. So we was just talking whatever. And he was like, your friend is really weird. And I was like, that's not my friend. Like, I'm telling him that's not my friend or whatever. So he was like, yeah, when we had went in the room or whatever, I seen her just like staring at me. And I was just wondering, like, why is she staring at me? Like, you just got smashed by my homie. Like, why are you staring at me? I'm like, she wants you so bad. Like, she wants you so bad. And I was like, they was smashing in there? I kind of figured, but I wanted confirmation because I didn't know if the homeboy told. He was like, yeah, the homeboy told me. I mean, sidekick told me, like, he was trying to hit and she was with it. But, you know, we was all together. So he asked if he could use my room. And that's when I told him, take your ass on the floor. You know, you have to use my bed. So, cool. So we blowing down, whatever. So we go back in the house. And lo and behold, when we came in there, a white girl was like, is everything okay? Girl, what do you mean is everything okay? I'm like, yeah, I just had to move my car. And I'm like, where's your car? And I really didn't put two and two together because it's like, wait, she don't even have a car. And she was like, I Ubered, you know? And I was like, oh, yeah, I forgot. And she was like, girl, don't be trying to be funny. And I really was not trying to be funny, but I feel like it could have seemed like I was trying to be funny because I knew she didn't have a car, but I really wasn't putting two and two together. I'm lit from last night, just got stoned. Like, I'm not worried about that. But I feel like it was more so you thought I was talking about you because you've been over here trying to be funny about me. So now you don't like when they get flipped around and put on you or whatever. So I'm just like, yeah, I had to move my car. And she was like, well, what time are you going to leave? I was like, I don't know. What time you leaving? And she was like, I was going to try to see if you could give me a ride home. So you've been doing all of this and now you need a favor? Like, that's beyond me that you would even fix your lips to ask me to do anything for you. Am I tripping, y'all? Like, am I tripping or was she tripping? Because I was like, oh, I don't know if I feel like riding that way. Because with Atlanta, I can live 45 minutes away, drive somebody 30 minutes away from where we are, and still from their house, I'll be 45 minutes away. I'm not letting you drive my car. I don't feel like doing all of that. I was like, yeah, I don't know if I'm going to feel like driving all that way. Like, that's a lot. She was like, oh, man, like, y'all, like I always say, me and my storage about to fight because I'm seeing her talking to you, trying to look you dead in your eyes because we locked in, friend. I looked over, looked in my mirror. I see a box on my phone. I'm like, no. I literally talked for 10 minutes because when I looked at the end of the video to see where it stopped, y'all, I said a lot after that. So let's get back to it. So basically, when she was telling him, when I was, sorry, y'all, I'm just like irritated. But let me get back into TheBreeze, okay? So basically she wanted me to take her home and I'm telling her I don't feel like it. When I said to her that I am about to, I want to go to sleep right now. And then after I wake up, I want to go home. Like, you know, when I said that, Atlanta kind of just grabbed my hand and was like, come on. And we went back in the room. So, y'all, ninjas hate to see me go. So I had to prepare my man to let him know. Like, it was like about 9:30 at this time. I'm leaving at 11:30 at the latest. So I set my alarm. We lay down. Y'all, when my head hit that pillow, it was a wrap. Like, it was done because I was lifted on cloud 9 and we was spooning and he was just holding me so, like, not too tight, but just like, I just felt so secure. I felt like this really was my man for real. So, all right, cool. So, wake up and he was like, do you want to blow down the rest of that tree before you go? And I was like, yeah, that's cool. So, I'm just, you know, get my stuff together. I didn't really have nothing because all I had was a little fanny pack, but he was like, take that fanny pack off. So I just grabbed my fanny pack, snapped it right back on, and I was about to go. And then he asked me something that, you know, it was the best thing I used to hear from dudes that used to blow down with me. I used to love to hear this. I love to hear it. It's like, no, but for real, I really love these words that he said to me. So before I'm about to leave, he was like, do you want me to give you something to take home with you? I was like, oh, I really love you. It's like, nah, but no, I was like, yeah, that'll be good. Thank you. Like, thank you. So anyway, so I had already like started opening his door before he said that. So I just, still opened the door, and he was like, all right, I'm gonna grab it, then we can go. So even though Nice Breeze has probably made it to Texas by now, I'm still nice, y'all. Even when I'm not as nice as I could be, I'm still a good soul, a good person. So no matter who it was, I would never leave a girl, especially sleep in a room or in a house with, they not strangers, but they still men, like, so, and she made such a big deal about being in the house by herself with sidekick. So I'm like, let me just wake her up so she knows what's going on. So I don't know if you caught this part, but I did ask her, like, why don't she ask sidekick to take her home? He didn't have a car. So I'm like, why don't you ask him to Uber you home? So, okay, cool. Now I got to keep checking my mirror, making sure I'm still recording. So I wake her up, and I'm like, hey, girl, I'm about to leave. Did Sidekick say that he was going to Uber you home? She was like, yeah. I said, are you cool here? Or do you want me to wait for you to get yourself together so your Uber can get here and we can basically leave at the same time? And she was like, no, I'm okay here. I'm tired. I'm just going to wait for a while. And then, when I wake back up, I'll go home. I was like, all right, girl, I'll see you later. Cool, that's that. Because I'm not fighting you. I did my part. I made sure I woke you up to make sure that you wasn't waking up like, oh, where's she at? Oh my gosh, I'm uncomfortable. Like, I didn't want none of that. I don't care what you did to me. I just feel like that's part of girl code. Like, I don't know. I just could not leave without making sure that she was cool with being there by herself with them. So, all right, so me and him leave. We go in his car. We blow down or whatever. He gave me my treat. He gave me a good amount, probably like a 7. I ain't weighed or nothing, but it was good. It was definitely more than an 8. He probably gave me like a little 7. I was like, oh, girl, I like him. So anyway, so we blowing down. We just talking. He was like, despite all the weird stuff from your friend, like he just kept being funny. Like he would put emphasis on friend. I'm like, that's not my friend. Like, that's not my friend. We work together. So he was like, yeah, besides all of that weirdness from her, I really enjoyed my time with you. Do you feel comfortable just hanging out with me next time? I said, I would actually prefer it. Like, I would actually prefer it because I'm not scared. Like, no, I done slept in the bed with this man. He didn't try me once. Once I told him at the beginning that I'm not doing nothing, like he did not try me. He didn't try to slip his hands between my thighs. Like, no, he was touching my butt every once in a while, but it wasn't giving like, oh my gosh, what's he about to do? Like, no, he just seen something he liked and he like, I could do at least this, But anyway, so I was like, yeah, I prefer to just come alone. So he was like, all right. So we ended up kissing or whatever, and it was just like, it still was cloud nine. It wasn't the same because he wasn't grabbing me and holding me tight, but we was just kind of like, It was okay. He had the softest lips, y'all. So anyway, okay, so I leave, I go home, and I take a shower, and I tap out. I go back to sleep. I was tired. I was still tired. So, all right, cool. So it's like, I didn't hear from him until like, I want to say like 7 or 8 o'clock. And he texted me and he was like, are you busy? And I was like, no. And he was like, I'm about to call you. So y'all, he calls me. He like, yo, never again. And I was like, what are you talking about? He was like, I had to kick your friend out of my house. I'm like, what? He was like, yes, I had to kick that out of my house. I was like, why? What happened? I'm laughing because you're gonna have to wait till my next video. I feel like when I got cut off, it said that I was recording for 39 minutes. So if this is not an hour, it's at least 50 something minutes. And y'all, a lot happened that he told me about, and then I did end up confronting her about the situation. So I'm gonna put that all in one video, and that's gonna be the end of the next part is gonna be the end of this whole little situation. But I do have some more story times about Atlanta. Yeah, because he did turn into be not really my man, but he had me in a little chokehold. And then he got a little weird. And I was like, gotta go. But anyway, so we'll get into that later on in your time watching The Breeze, because we locked in, friend. You already know. But yeah, y'all, that's the end of the video. Thank you so much for being here at the end. And you already know what I'm going to ask you to do very nicely, friend. Leave an orange heart, okay? But yeah, that's all for this story time. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.